diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely reproving our striving. Trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Still waiting on my internet tech to get here. So. Yeah, when I contacted them 2 weeks ago, they didn't want to believe me. I told them how to fix it. They decided to go through their stuff first. I don't know. Maybe they should listen to the person that was at tech for years and had their Microsoft engineer. That good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. I wish I could do Robin Williams impressions. I miss Robin Williams a lot. Good morning. Good morning. It's morning somewhere. Kind of like when I was drinking. It was 5 somewhere, right? 5 o'clock somewhere. Happy hour somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the banner down. I'm going to take it down. Yeah, I really think there's too many paths to recovery right now. See, recovery is not confusing. It's actually very simple, which is part of the problem. Part of the problem. All right. Like I was in this one group, and it was sobered, unaltered events, and it's for people that are sober, not necessarily alcoholics. But I left the group because they're letting people post in there that are. So I wrote in there, hey, I like your guys' intentions and everything, but this is already started to fill up with people that hurt other people. And then they write me, they're like, can you explain this? I'm like, sure, I'll explain. Let's have a dialogue. I wrote, I'm like, for you, I'm glad that you decided to have a healthier lifestyle. Good job. But for people like me, it is life and death. And you and I may have good intentions, but some of the people that are posting in your group do not. So I left so that I wouldn't cause more confusion. I hope you understand that. No reply. I don't know that you can really reply to that. Unless the reply is, who? Do they see when you start to do things, if your intentions suck anymore, okay? Did their intentions suck? Yeah, they didn't think of everybody. They only thought of themselves. I mean, they're trying to find sober friends. I get it. Okay? Traction, not promotion. That's why it doesn't work. The furthest I go with promoting is I'm going to be live at this time. That's as close as I get. All right. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Yep. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Always a good time. Always a good time here at the Daily Trudge. Well, not always. Sometimes I go off a little bit. Sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm depressed. It's been a while since I've been depressed. Been a minute. Been pretty balanced lately. So let's kind of get to this. AA is the ultimate pay it forward. Have you ever seen the movie Pay It Forward? Yeah, have you seen the movie? It's got, I can't remember anybody's name, but it's about this kid who gets picked on a lot. And guy has a harder life, and he decides that what he's going to do is he's going to do something nice for somebody else. And what he wants them to do is just pay it forward, just be nice to the next person. That's what pay it forward is. Yeah. Yeah. You know what it involves? Time. So it's the only thing pay it forward requires time, which is going to be sacrifice. Huh. Yeah, I want to keep calling him Macaulay Culkin. I know that's not it at all. Okay. It's not getting my, but I can see him growing up now too. I can see him growing up. He actually had a spot in The Boys for a little while. All right. But now it's just bugging me. Now it's just bugging me. I'm sure somebody will bring it up. So, right? But it's the same concept, man. And we've been doing it for, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous was not the one that came up with this idea. I don't know who did. I don't know what group of people. I don't know where it originated from. I do know that we stole it from a couple of different groups, the Oxford groups, the Washingtonians, the Bible, the Quran, the Book of Mormon, pretty much every single religious book out there. What we did is we took what was best. We took what was best, we stole that, and we put it into 12 steps. Okay. Um, yeah, I know. I know. Um, so when you first come in, um, Haley Joel Osmond. I remembered it right before it popped up. So good for me. Haley Joel Osmond. That's who that is. I was getting ready to look. I was looking it up right now. It's in the back of my head going, what is that? What is that? Thank you, ADHD. Woo! I was given a free gift. Given. The man that helped me out with my sobriety, my sponsor, he wanted nothing in return. And when we were done, I I talk to him like once a year. Hey, I made it another year. That's about it, right? It's about it. I don't. Oh, we don't really talk, man. Hey, he did his job. He moved on. He's just that kind of a guy. He doesn't, you know. We never did anything extracurricular. No. I know he has a wife and a couple kids. That's as far as it went. I didn't really know much personal about him. You know, he did his job, moved on. I'm also the kind of person where it's, you know, especially back then, it was kind of tough I didn't allow others to get to know me. So, but I was hard to love. I'll put it that way. I didn't make it easy to love me. So, but, you know, man, there's a lot of different ways to go about this. I guess I should have thought about it a little bit more. And of course, if I want to hear your experiences too. So, what is this for us? Well, it's the 12th step that one of the paradoxes of the program is that you cannot keep this precious gift unless you give it away. You got to give it away, give it away, give it away now. That's what the Red Hot Chili Peppers say. Can't do that too much, or they'll say that they'll cut my video, believe it or not. You sing for more than 20 seconds, they're like, that's not yours. I'm sorry, but I didn't know words in a row belong to people, but I guess they do. Oh, itchy nose. Itchy nose. Give me a second, please. I'm sorry. So what is it that we're paying for? What is it that you're paying for? Because it's not like there's anything material happening here. You're not giving this person money. You're not, you know, time is the most precious. It is the most precious thing that you have is time. Time can help heal people. Money can bring you a means to time. You you can buy somebody's time, right? But gosh, doesn't it feel different than when somebody gave you their time? Isn't it much different? I have a thought in my head, but I don't want to say it. It's kind of like a hooker. When you got to pay for it, it's different. Okay. Bad example, but it's the only one that came through my head, man. Actually, it's not a bad example. It's just kind of a salty example, as I would put, right? Yeah. And that's why my sponsees kind of do that too. You know, I have one sponsee, he's still sober. You know, we get along great. He's a good kid, everything else, you know. And he'll call me every now and again, hey, this is what's going on. What do I do? And we talk a little bit and then he moves on. I say, why are you going to tell your story on the podcast? I keep telling you, you need to tell your story. It's the next step in your program. Yeah, send me the link. We'll do this. We'll do that. And yeah, okay. They got to go out there and live their life, man. Okay. I tell you right now, I don't have one sponsee that's my friend. I don't. It's just, you know, that's kind of how AA works. I know a lot of people in this program. There's, you know, once you get what you need from me, I'm just not a priority anymore. And I know this. I'm talking in general. I'm not talking about the people that are close to me. That's not what I'm talking about. Right? See, I may only get 10 minutes with you. I'm going to take that 10 minutes. I'm going to do everything that I can to make your life better. I'm going to do everything that I can in my power. You bet I am. I'm going to ask God for guidance and direction. I may even poke the bear a little bit. I might. If I need a reaction from this person, you know, sometimes I, you know, blah, blah, listening while you get laundry. Yeah. And that's exactly why he should do it on the podcast. If fear is stopping you from telling your story, ask God for courage, right? But if you don't tell your story, you're not sharing your experience, strength, and hope. I remember in AA, if you had a birthday, you were going to be speaking. If it was your birthday that week, you were speaking Saturday night. That's what that meant. Now, it's my birthday. Where are you speaking? I'm supposed to speak. You are supposed to speak on your birthday. It's an unsaid rule. You tell people this. It's one of the things that keeps it. It is the benefit of staying sober. People that tell their stories on my podcast have more than 1 year of sobriety. Usually. Sometimes people advance a little bit quicker, right? Yeah, huh, Chris? We need to get back to that. If you have a birthday, this is what was said: the first year's yours. After that, your ass belongs to AA. Period. So there's no if, ands, whys, buts, yets, anything to that. It is what it is. And that is the process of the program. Right? Been around for a long time. Chris been around for a long time. Inger's been around for a minute. I think we can all agree on one line in that big book. Rarely have we seen a person fail who's thoroughly followed our path. If you followed the path of recovery that I followed, you're going to make it. Because I was fucked up. I was yellow. Oh, it's the color of my wall. Probably can't tell it's yellow right now because of the lighting. Instagram can, but on there, it depends on your camera, or it depends on your screen, not your camera. All right. And so I come on here and sometimes I preach. Sometimes I'm a bleeding deacon, which isn't necessarily good, but I am what I am at the moment, man. And I'm not going to deny that either. Mm-mm. No. I ask God for direction way too much. Way too much. All right. Why is storytelling so important? Why? Why? Because your story, no matter how lame it is, and it's not lame, I'm going to tell you that. There's some people, I don't have that great of a story. I'm like, it isn't whether a story is great or not. That's not it. What are we going to learn from this? Just tell us what happened to you, man. We want to hear it. I want to hear it. Why? Because I want to be on the broad highway with you. I want to see where you and I match because I already know where we don't. Because my brain can figure that out pretty quick, right? So I need to hear your story. I need to hear you speak so I can figure out things that I love about you, the things that I like about you. I'm going to steal some of your recovery for my own because you told your story. What it does, what the number one thing that it does, it removes loneliness for other people. It provides hope. What is that hope? That they can do it too. That maybe this life isn't that fucked up. That maybe, just maybe, it's me. So when you run around and admit it, do you know what happens to them when they respect you? It's easier for them to admit it. Pay it forward. Then they're going to do that for somebody else. I'm just going to close this, Jack. And your cat, Jack, he likes to hang out right there. It's a good cat. I'm glad God brought him to me. Tired of the fucking cat box, though. But we got it figured out. It's the one thing I can't stand. Anyway, but my engineering mind, I think I've come up with something. Seriously, to even where it'll be automatic and all I need to do is take the cat litter and pour it into a thing and it'll automatically put more in and clean it. So what I'll do is clean it, put the discarded in trash bag. You just take the bag, throw it away, and it'll dispense a little bit more. And yes, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. It's called critical thinking. Something I just posted something about it too, and I recommend you go to my page and listen to it. I'm not a Dr. Phil fan at all, but he's correct. So use it. Yeah. All right. So there's a lot of things in this life. You know, yeah, there's something that Dr. Peterson says, and I bring it up quite a lot, and he brings it up quite a lot because it bears repeating, and it's just true, and it's the fact that there's a lot of people running around out there just waiting for an encouraging word, and that's really all they needed to get going. And you can be that person. You are that person. Not you can be that person. You already are that person. It's whether you're denying it or not. It's the denial. People will deny, the 10th step is trickier than people think. Because I will watch people deny the fact that they have become sane. They don't want it. They want to live in the drama. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. Okay? They may stay sober for years, but there will come a time and space where they will not have a mental defense against the first drink. And since they don't have a higher power in their life, ain't nothing there. There's nothing there to protect them. Okay. And this could be hard to watch, man. This can be hard to watch. Okay. Now, remember, as a sponsor, that if you are still sober, you are 100% successful as a sponsor. Okay. I cannot get and keep anybody sober. I couldn't even get me sober to think I can get other people sober. I can lead them to the path. I'll hold their hand. I'll put my arm around them. We'll lock arms if that's what you need, man. It's fine. Then that's what we'll do. And I will guide you. But I do know one thing. And I know one thing for a fact. I've never seen anybody stay sober, live a happy, fruitful, joyous life alone. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And for some of us who necessarily don't like people, like me, sometimes I'm just done with people. I'm peopled out, okay? But yet I'm a people person. I love being around people. I also get a lot of energy, right? It's a good example. When people show up here, it's longer. Have you noticed that? I say more. I get more into it. You know what I'm doing? I'm using you. I'm using you for dopamine. Yeah. See, I know you kind of want to hear what I have to say, and that makes me happy. Makes me feel a part of. So when people show up here, you get something different. See, when I do it alone, I still do it, but it's not as fun, is it? I don't do the jokes and, well, sometimes I might, but, it's different. So do I need people? Yeah, I need them. You bet I do. Bet I do. Sometimes we can be in denial of the fact that you can save somebody else's life. I bet that. Yeah. Yeah. I love people too until they inconvenience me. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Hi, Patricia again. Good to see you. Now, and I would have to say, this is a pretty big claim, right? That AA is the ultimate pay it forward. But here again, I will challenge people to prove me incorrect. And please do. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But if you can find another program, another organization, right? And even last week, because I do say that AA is the largest organization in the world. Last week, I'm like, I'm not totally sure. And Ingrid went out, found out, and yes, we are the largest organization in the fucking world. And it goes, and there's more. There's always more. Nobody ever wanted to be a part of it. Nobody wanted to be an alcoholic. So are millions of people wrong? No, they're not. You've been given such a huge gift. Did you know that you can go anywhere in the world, right? You could go to the grocery store and you got 3 or 4 friends of Bill at the store. They're at the store. You go walk into a 7-Eleven, 1 in 10 people are alcoholic. You run into friends of Bill W daily, and you don't even know it. Yeah. You used to have these bumper stickers, friends of Bill W. Honk if you're a friend of Bill W. I forgot I was doing bumper stickers. See them on my list up there. Got a good list of them too. I just never put them up. Well, then you got to put them on Etsy, and you got to do that. And I don't understand it all. And then I get frustrated, and then I feel stupid, so I give up. That's what happened with that. But yet at the same time, I can engineer. I can engineer, how to get rid of cat poop without touching it. I just find it odd that I can't do the simple things, but when it comes to those harder things, it's like my brain's like, oh yeah, that's easy. Thanks. Thanks. I'm highly mechanical. No cars. I could fix a car. I just don't want to. I have no interest in cars. Point A to point B. Yay. I drive my Benz around. People are like, nice car. I'm like, yeah, thanks. It's all right. Gets me a point. It doesn't do shit in the snow. I actually kind of want a different car, but because I need to go somewhere in the snow. Just give me a piece of shit Honda for the snow. A stick. That's what I want. I want a piece of shit Honda. I love those cars because you run them into the ground. You drive them like crazy. Be careful while you're driving. When it, I used to have this old Honda, right? Whenever it got cold, and this was back in 1998. We had an El Nino snowstorm. Okay, there was 2 feet of ice for 4 months, and this car it went everywhere. There were like trucks stuck and everything, and this car made it everywhere. It was, and it was a piece of crap. I'd go out and there'd be another piece of the body laying on the ground. If it got too old, the horn would start going off, and I'd have to go out and kick it. Eventually, I just unplugged the horn. So I have no idea how I got to that topic, but it is kind of fun to go a little off topic. And I do those things because I'm catching your brain. Every 12, at least every 5 to 7 minutes, if I don't change the topic, I'm not keeping you. That's why I can talk for 30 to 40 minutes because I cover. Okay? It's called using your ADHD to your advantage. These are skills I've been working on a long time. I know when people start to get bored, I can feel it. So, anyway, let's get back to the topic. Ever notice that? Let's get back to the topic. Hey, Daryl, coming in late. Yeah, 28 minutes. A wizard is never late. I've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings. Shit. Oh, man. All right. What are some of the other ways that the 12 steps? I mean, we could even just take it a little bit further that the 12 steps, because it's not just AA, is it? No, there's NA and OA and CA, and you pretty much just take another letter of the alphabet, put it in front of it, and there's something that's anonymous about it, right? PA, I don't know, QA, ZA, WA, I don't know, right? Right. So, it's kind, you know, AA is like the happy days of television. Some of you will get this because it has more spin-offs than anything else. See, Happy Days was a kind of a catalyst. I got 4 cats. I'm supposed to feel bad for you that you have a kitten. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen, dude. that's a good problem. We're nothing but animal lovers in here. So darn the bad luck, Daryl. She's a cutie too. She's a cutie. Got some really good markings. Anyway, so Happy Days was a spin-off. It spun off more shows. Mork and Mindy. All right, Mork and Mindy. Then there's a Laverne and Shirley, Joni and Chachi. Okay, and there's more. There's more. Okay, and a lot of shows were like that, where they would have these spin-offs, right? Because some of the characters got so deep that you got to actually spin it off, right? But like Mork was originally on Happy Days, and they liked him so much they made a show for him. Well, AA is the same thing. AA works so well that you can actually use it for any addiction that you have. You know, anything that's bothering you. You don't even need to be addicted to anything in order for a higher power to work for you, right? Now, I'm not a person go run around judging anymore, right? But show me a human being and I'll show you an addiction. You got one. Doesn't matter who you are. What it does to your life is really what it's. Like if you have an addiction to drinking water, probably not going to hassle you. But if your addiction is affecting other people or even affecting you mentally or spiritually, then it's no good. What are these? What are these? Okay. They're like the closest I could come to is like false prosthetic stuff, like false prophets. Right? God, God, be careful. When the grass is greener, question. Ask questions. I question God all the time. I argue with God all the time. We wrestle all the time. I'm trying to find out what's good, what's right. Quite often I'm wrong. That's okay. I'm working with God. And He does it so lovingly that it's hard not to accept being wrong. But yeah, wrestle with Him. Question. God, why? You may not get an answer. God, am I doing the right things? Now don't press your luck on that, but if you're unsure, ask. He will tell you. He will tell you. Sometimes he'll tell you numbers. Okay? It depends on your preference. He'll give you a bird. He will give it to you to your preference. So, who else can do that? What drives me crazy is when people want to adapt AA to, yeah, exactly. I was in sales for a long time, and the worst thing that you can do is put down the competition. Okay. Did you hear that? Everything was wrong about it. There's no competition in recovery. And there's our problem. If there's division, it's not recovery, man. There's not recovery. That's not. Um, I call that reinventing the wheel. You know, um, alcoholism has not morphed into another disease. It's not the coronavirus. Alcoholism is the same as it was thousands of years ago. We do not, the human race did not get smarter in the last 87 years. No. If anything, we're stupider, honestly. More convenient, the less you know. The more convenient your life is, the less you know. Make your life hard. Turn off your fucking internet for 2 days. Do it. Make your life a little hard. You're going to have to go outside. And I'm just coming up with an example. When God gives you two roads, pick the harder one, man. Take that harder road. Hey, D, I'm going to take a harder road. You want to go? Fuck yeah. I'll grab my shoes. You want to know why? Because the people Daryl talking about aren't on that road. They're not on that road. See, I hear people talking, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that. We go on AA or we go on Facebook and brag, look at the people that I helped and this is what we do. You're not there, and I know because I don't see you. And I work the front lines. But Dion, you're at home. Yeah, I know. Today, I mean, 222, 222. See, God gives you signs. 222 to me means I'm doing the right thing. 1111, right thing. Sets of numbers for me. Right? God always answers. The question is, am I listening? Am I listening? And if my brain is full of calamity because of outside issues of which I get caught up in, I do. I will be the first to fucking admit it. Okay? It ticks me off and I have to work through it. But you know whose bullshit it is? It's mine. And that's where I'm trying to keep it now. Okay? And it's made it better. Slowly. Okay? Now, it is a little hard for me because in order to combat that, I need something good going on. Because what am I? I'm a solution oriented person, am I not? Even when I'm fucking up, I'm trying to find the solution. So what I do, I put friends in my life that don't allow me to get out of my lane. So, all right, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Still waiting on my tech to be here. We're on our way. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll probably help them do it. It's not that hard. All they got to do, they're replacing everything. They don't even need to run wires. I've installed cable, fiber, Cat5, phone systems. I know I'm pretty technical with that stuff. So I may even help them if they're not doing it. The last tech that was here, I just wanted to ream him because I'm replacing my pods and I'm like, okay, here's your pod. And he goes, I've never seen that before in my life. It's like he denied this was even his. And what upset me was, I know what this is. It's a Series 5, or what they call them there is generation. I'm like, this is your Generation 5 pod. Yeah, you weren't trained, were you? Do you know what tip and ring is? Yeah, because if not, all right. Anyway, sometimes it's hard for me to trust this younger generation to do the job right the first time. I've just been trying to replace 2 of these for 2 weeks is all I tried to do. Now they're replacing my whole system. I'm like, fine, go ahead. New equipment. I'll take it. So before I go, sorry, but this is, I mean, because Daryl's right on spot here. What can we do? What can we do? All right, I'm going to tell you what we need. We need detoxes that are run by people in recovery, by recovered alcoholics. That's the number one thing that we need. We need to get a little bit more courage in our meetings, and stop letting these people come in and remove these young people from our meetings and turning them into recovery coaches. Okay. When somebody comes in and they want to run a meeting and it sounds kind of weird, like an all recovery meeting, ask questions. Why? What is it? Let me ask you this. Who do you think that you are that you can help everyone recover? How do I know this? Because I'm the one that came up with the idea. I came up with it 4 years ago. You know what an all recovery meeting is supposed to be? Okay, it was very clear. We are a group of recovery coaches looking for clients. But what we do is we run a free group to kind of show you what we do. So you can come to the group for free and everything. You can join the camaraderie. But I want you to know the intention is we are looking for clients as recovery coaches. See, what's wrong with that? Instead, they perverted it. Oh, we got to be sneaky. Why do you have to be sneaky? If you can't be transparent, okay, if they're not transparent, it's not recovery. We deal with black and white here. in that situation in recovery is black and white. You're either in recovery or you're not. You're either pregnant or you're not. So, all right, still no tech. 3 o'clock meeting, 4 o'clock. Okay, gotta work it out. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm wrapping up for yeah. That's funny because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about here. 40 minutes later, we're wrapping up. And I probably couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you a quarter of what I said. But I know it was good because it was God. I love you. Peace out and have a